Man, yeah. I don't tend to buy chocolate. I tend to again, don't tend to eat cacao because maybe this is part of the reason I wasn't sleeping so great this week. And these too. Hey beautiful people, my name is Brittany and today I'm going to be doing the video I mentioned in my last video, which is sharing a week's worth of my trash. So the last video, if you didn't catch it, I shared about 3 ways that I feel like I reduce my waste. And I've just been really enjoying this theme lately. And I felt like, okay, how can I get even better at this? And I wanted to become more conscious of what I consume and what that entails and like the trash that produces, etc. So I kept this cardboard box and put my trash in it for a week. And now I'm gonna share it with you, which feels pretty exciting and vulnerable in a cool new way, which, you know, if you follow me, you may know that I really love sharing vulnerability, and I'm excited to get into it. I want to show you the items that the trash that I've created, been a part of creating for this last week, and then also kind of my thoughts on how I can reduce that, because that's fun for me. Okay, so the first item I'm gonna share is actually, they're all grape containers. I've been eating a lot of grapes. It's April, just got into April. When I did this, it was the end of March, and I'm in Austin, Texas, and grapes are one of the main fruits that's kind of like in season. I mean, they're not in season here in Austin, but getting them from Chile. Okay, so I have quite a few grape clamshells. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 bags that the grapes came in. Is that a grape bag? Oh, 3 bags. Okay. Yeah, I've been eating about a pound, maybe 2 pounds of grapes a day. So yeah, a pound or 2 of grapes a day. Going along a similar theme, have this container of blueberries. It was a container of blueberries. And before that, actually the week before that, I know I had a container of strawberries that was in a bigger clamshell. So those are kind of like the packaged fruit things. I eat a lot of fruit, and most of the fruit that I eat doesn't come in any sort of packaging. Really, the only waste on the fruit are the little like barcode stickers, which I didn't save. But just know I had some barcode stickers as well. Okay, next thing, almond milk. I probably drink right now about half gallon of almond milk a week. Yeah, there's so many things I kind of want to say, but I just want to get through my trash first. Maple syrup and agave. Those things, I felt like it was important to put them both in here. I don't go through one a week. I probably go through one of these per month. And yeah. And like there's interesting things, like I could definitely reuse this glass container, and I probably will. And also it's just like, this is, you know, there's a lot of, well, again, I have such a desire to talk about like, oh, I know I can make this better, but I'll talk about that in a minute. Get through the rest of my trash. Okay, that's all the stuff that feels like relatively easy to share. The top of the milk, almond milk. And now here are the things that, you know, you're really gonna get my dirty little secrets. One is this oat milk yogurt. I tried it for the first time, and generally I make my own yogurt from coconut meat and coconut water, but I wanted to try this. I did not like it, so that's just interesting. This chocolate, coconut ice cream, sorry, but just the most delicious things I've ever had. These are cake bites. Better Bites makes them. They're this like, I don't know, I think Whole Foods sells them all around the US at least, but I think they're actually made in Austin maybe. And this bakery makes a lot of things that are like gluten-free, dairy-free, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, that comes with a lot of packaging. It comes like with all 3 of these things. I have saved this. I don't like to generally eat out of plastic or use plastic. However, one of Connor's partners, I've just been really enjoying making her things and sending them to her, and this just feels like an easy way. So have been reusing that a bit. And then toilet paper. I went through 2 rolls of toilet paper this week. So the paper and this. And then the last thing is this. I bought these little, like, what are those called? These little flaggers to put on pages of a book that I'm reading. Okay, so that's all my trash. My thoughts on how I can reduce it. I tend to buy a lot of things in bulk, such as maple syrup. I could totally buy that in bulk instead of getting it here. And I know of a place where they make maple syrup. So actually seeing this and thinking about that more, I think I will save this and I'll just fill this up at that store next time. And I just like, honestly, I haven't been back in Austin long enough. This is the first like bottle of maple syrup that I've gone through. And honestly, a lot of this stuff like agave, I don't tend to use that often, so I really don't need it. I could just use maple syrup if I was wanting a sweetener instead. And I also tend to use like dates, and just a lot of things I eat are naturally sweet anyway. I really tend to make my own banana ice cream, and there's so many varieties of how to make that. And honestly, like I've had like an interesting couple of weeks, and 2 weeks ago when I was tracking this trash, I just felt like, yeah, I was really feeling it in like my emotional world and my pregnancy world. And I was just like, I really want to go get some of this mint chip ice cream. And so I did it. Similar thing on the cake bites. Like, so basically what I'm finding and what I'm sharing with you is like, I can make all these things on my own. And I think in a way, like compared to maybe compared to a lot of people, I don't know, this is less trash. And I think that is in big part because I do make most of the things that I consume on my own. Almond milk is something else that I can make on my own. I do make it on my own sometimes, and it just really depends. Like this one lasts longer. The ingredients aren't as great. However, there's like pros and cons. I like the consistency of this one better. I like the ingredients in the other one better because I make it. I like that I don't have packaging when I make it. Man, yeah. I don't tend to buy chocolate. I tend to don't tend to eat cacao because maybe this is part of the reason I wasn't sleeping so great this week. And these too. Yeah, I tend to have carob and make my own desserts with that. In terms of the grapes over here and the fruit, we're getting into melon season here in Austin, and I've been buying all the cantaloupes I can and just like trying to get them to ripen. Pretty much all summer here, I eat a lot of melon, and I am enjoying citrus right now too, and yeah, pineapple and oranges and grapefruits. I've even dabbled with some apples. It's not like my favorite thing, but I enjoy them. So I'm eating a lot of other fruits that aren't in packaging, and also I love grapes. And outside of, the times I've been visiting California and can eat them right off the vine at Connor's parents' house, or I'm getting them from somewhere where they're sold in bulk and not like this. It's just like it's coming with packaging. And so I'm just aware of that, and I feel like the benefits of having the grapes for me outweigh the cost of this, which, I think that's really important. It's like, for me, that's what all this is. It's like helping me bring more awareness to what I'm consuming, the waste that I'm being a part of creating, and then like, does that feel okay for me? Like, what feels like the better option for me right now? And that's what I'm having fun playing around with. And I'm genuinely getting a lot of joy out of like being at the market or the farmer's market or wherever I might be, and finding ways I can make decisions that feel even better for me. So I talked about it in my last video, but just little ways like bringing my own containers places, trying to buy more things in bulk, mostly just buying fresh, whole foods, etc. And then feeling like even more grateful when I do something like this, and just feeling like, wow, I really appreciate you, ice cream. Like, thank you. I'm so glad that we had this time together. It was really special. And yeah, now I will recycle you, or I appreciate you. Yeah, so those are kind of all the things. And if you're curious about where the rest of my trash is, I mean, that's really what I've produced. I guess it's all recycling, but it's really downcycling. I think it's not like, I think of this as trash. And everything else that I had was compost, and I composted it. So yeah, that's my trash for a week. I'd love to hear. I know that some of you mentioned that you were excited to try tracking your trash for a week, and I'm curious if you found insightful things from that and want to share anything below, or any other things that are just like coming through that you feel excited to share. I've thought about running this experiment longer, and so I think I might do like a month of tracking my trash, because even just the process of doing it, or especially the process of doing it, has brought so much more awareness for me to what I am consuming. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for being here. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I look forward to connecting again soon.